Program and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Coach Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. And folks, this is May, and this is supposed to be, what is this supposed to be again, co-host?
It is. There's a lot of stuff happening in
I
this May, man.
know.
Right. So it's National Small Business Month.
There
It
we go.
is right there we go. It is National Small Business Month. It is Asian American Pacific Island Month.
Oh
It
my
is
Lord.
Mental Health Month. So it's a whole
Oh
bunch of
man.
stuff that's happening in the month of May.
And you know, all of that is related to us because we need our mental health here on this program and what we do for small business. So it's all tied together, co-hosts, all tied together.
And it's National Crystal's birthday month.
Oh
So
yes, I forgot that. How can I forget that? National Crystal Mitchell Month.
It's my month too. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on
So
in the
since
month
it's
of
your
May.
month, let's start out with you first. Well, what have you been doing for your birthday,
Woo,
co-host?
it's been a wild one. So last week, for my birthday, I actually I went to see a play called 1776. And it was actually a musical
Yeah.
rendition of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. But with a twist, it was a all-female cast, and it was an all-female female, trans, non-binary, LGBTQ cast, and it actually was excellent. And we got to see it was a rendition of how the Declaration of Independence came about. And the cast was made up of all ethnicities.
Wow.
And even it came to the point of slavery. And part of it, John Adams, who was the president, one of the presidents, they were the founders, right? All the founders, John Hancock, Ben Franklin, all of them. But
Yeah.
John Adams and his son, John Quincy Adams, was also a president of the United States and founders of the Declaration of Independence. They were the only presidents that did not own slaves, and they also were the ones that were abolitionists and wanted slaves to be excluded from the Declaration of Independence, right? But however, they had to compromise because the South was refusing to sign the Declaration of Independence. So they had a date timeline, and all the way up to July 2nd, they were refusing to sign it, and so they had to make a compromise in order to get it signed by July 4th or by July 3rd and then the 4th.
So now you're beginning to see why the South did not tell the slaves that they were free until 2 years later. You see that?
Right, exactly. So
it was pushing back at it,
Oh yeah, it was actually it was a great play. Actually, they did a phenomenal job. At first, I was telling my sister's like, I don't know about this, but once I got there and saw what the director had done and the producer and the whole thing, how it was done, and it was well done. I mean, the actress, the talent. And they were just beautiful. They were just the talent and how well they did it. And you really got a good understanding, but just the just the word I'm trying to say, the soliloquy behind it, the fact that,
Mhm.
okay, if we're going to talk about this, let's talk about it from how the country is really made up, right? And based upon what's happening in the country today and the makeup of the country, so it was really kind of it was very good. So that's kind of what I did on Saturday.
So did they talk about Benjamin Franklin at all in there?
Well, actually, Benjamin Franklin was part of the whole. There was the 16. No, it was the 12 states at the time that were there. So each one of them had to stand. Now, here's something that was interesting, because as they were going through the debate, kind of like the Congress does right now, as they were going through the debate to talk about how, one, they wanted freedom from Great Britain. And the
Mhm.
other irony was that this was on Saturday, and
Mhm.
in the coronation for the new king of
Mhm.
England was happening at the same time, right? So this was
Mhm.
happening, and so the whole part of the declaration was they wanted to declare themselves free from Great Britain, right?
Mhm.
And so George Washington was sending notification. They were in battle for freedom, and that was the whole part. John Adams was talking to Ben Franklin, saying we have to be free. So obviously we have to craft this. Thomas Jefferson, we need you to craft the Declaration of Independence. So they were the three bodies that were involved in, and John Hancock, the crafting the document, and then they had to have all the other states to sign off on it, right?
Mhm.
But each state was, New York was, I'm abstaining from everything. North Carolina, South Carolina. South Carolina was abstaining to and only in agreement to whatever North Carolina did. So
Mhm. Yeah.
North Carolina was for, North Carolina was for it. And then
Right.
there was one, I think, I can't remember what state it was. It might have been Maine. Maine was, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm not going to stand out. So whatever the whole general body is doing, then I'm in
Yeah.
agreement with the whole general body. And
Right.
they were holdout. It was actually kind of interesting, how it all played out. But at the
So
bottom,
so the reason I ask you about Benjamin Franklin
okay.
is because this is not spoken of much. Okay, people don't know much about this, but they've found over 200 skeletal remains in his basement.
Ah,
Those have to be, and he owned slaves, so
oh
those
yeah.
had to be slaves. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But nobody talks about that. So that's something I'm going to do some more research on that and find out what's good, because he was having sex with the slaves too, right?
All
Because
of them were. All
because
of them were.
a lot of the people now, the descendants, they're descendants of his.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah.
so I just wanted to put that out there because no one talks much about it. If you do some research and put, why were over 200 skeletal remains found in Benjamin Franklin's basement, then you will see the story behind it, because it's not something that's talked about.
Well, and it's very interesting. So they all, like I said, the only two presidents that did not own slaves were John Adams and John
Hmm.
Quincy Adams.
Hmm.
All of the rest of the
The
presidents had
presidents,
slaves, right?
yeah,
Thomas Jefferson
Jefferson,
had over
yeah,
600 slaves.
yeah.
So,
He was the Gangali,
right. And on top of that, he had many children that
Mhm.
were because he had Sally Hennigan. And it was so funny because we were sitting there and he kept saying, I gotta get back. He had to get back to Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, well, who are you trying to get back to? Sally Hennings? Because he didn't even want to be there to sign the whole thing. He didn't, because they needed him to write it. But
Yeah.
yeah, Benjamin Franklin, he was just he and John Adams kept going at it, but yeah, they had it was all about
Yeah.
it was all about the economics
Yeah,
of
free labor,
slavery,
man. Free
free labor,
labor.
right? Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
think
So
about it. Think about it. If you have 10 employees working for you, You don't have to pay them. They're working overtime, not just full time. They're working overtime, and you don't have to pay them. Man, that's an amazing cash flow for your company right there. You don't have to pay medical. You don't have to pay for their labor. You beat them whenever you don't feel like. You have sex with them whenever you want. I mean, come on, that's crazy. That is crazy.
It was actually, so I would highly recommend it. It's at the Armbrandson. It was awesome. It was all about the founding fathers and how the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And at the very end, they had their input, and they brought it current to what's going on in America today. Even at the opening, they had the young lady that was playing Paul Revere, and she was bringing in the notifications from George Washington from the front. She even made an announcement that the land that the Armbrandson, the music center, is on was actually Native American land. And so they paid homage to that. But it was very, very interesting. And at the end of it, it basically said that well, we had to make a compromise because they had to scratch out everything about the abolishment of slavery. And so Benjamin Franklin says, well, you know what? We're not going to be here anyway. So we're not going to worry about the fact that we have to make this compromise. We just let our descendants, and they're going to have to deal with that. We're not going to have to deal with that because this is going to be hundreds of years later. And so consequently, this is the hundreds of years later.
Interesting. Man, I tell you, this is something else, man. I think I'll probably wait until it comes on Netflix to watch it.
but that was what I did for my birthday weekend.
That sounds like fun. Sounds like fun. It sounds chill. In regards to what you've done over the years, that was chill.
But the music was great. The talent, that was awesome. The women were amazing. So it was an all-female cast. It was a musical, and it was enjoyable. Good. And, we had a good time, my sister and I and some friends of ours. So, and I think this weekend we're going to a play this weekend, a musical as well. Can't remember what this one is, but I'm going with some other friends. So that's what in between all of that. And then got the GLAC dinner, the GLAC graduation this week and then I got the Urban League dinner. And then I have a number of graduations sprinkled throughout the rest of the month. So it's a month of celebrations. So there you have it. That's my week. How was your week?
Oh man. My week was a crazy week, man. I had a lot of things going on. I had to try to put together some packages for folks who want to get SBA certification. And I had a class I did for Vermont Slauson on Tuesday. It's about certification and getting contract ready. So I generated checklists and all of those things for, what documents they need to be ready. So that was a good workshop, and I had to finish up some work for my client down in Texas, which, as you know, is always back work because they're never on time with what they do. So there's a whole lot of stuff I had to do, man. I was so tired. I decided to take a nap the other day. It was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I fell asleep. You know what time I woke up? 4 o'clock the next day. I decided to you know how it is. You and I talked about this before. You know how it is when we try to take a nap in the daytime, right? We feel guilty, right? We feel really guilty. So that's what happened. I took a nap and I felt so guilty. But when I woke up, it was like 4 the next day. I'm going, oh my Lord.
So evidently you needed that rest, though.
Oh man, so I was so tired, man, because I would be on Zoom calls and I'm falling asleep. And people say, hey, what did he just say? I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Because when you're falling asleep, you say some crazy things. like you would say, oh, we're gonna put that in the can over there. What can are you talking about? We're talking about small business. You're talking about putting stuff in the can.
Yeah, you needed that rest. Well, one of the things yesterday on the community briefing, and so this is very, very important. On the community briefing, we had a young lady that came on and speak, being that it's National Mental Health Week. We had a young lady, her name is Tia Delaney Stewart, and she was talking about Alzheimer's. She works for she's the director at the Alzheimer's and Dementia Association.
Mm-hmm.
And she was saying that she was talking about Alzheimer's and dementia. And she was saying us as Black people and minorities, because we're under so much stress, we don't get enough exercise, we don't eat right, we're not getting enough physical exercise. Over the age of 60, we become very susceptible of deterioration of the brain because we're not resting ourselves. So
I agree.
And
I agree.
stress. So it's really imperative that we start taking care of ourselves.
I told you that my vocabulary has deteriorated tremendously.
Yeah.
Because when I first came here from the East Coast, there are certain words that I use that now I don't even remember those words because I'm so immersed in this environment that I don't use those words anymore. And I'm going, dang, what happened to those words? I used to use them. I don't even remember what they are.
Right. Right. So the one way to slow that down is one, get rest, exercise, eat right, but we also have to keep our brain stimulated, but we got to rest our brain as well. For those of us that are workaholics, we have to take out time, and you and I and a lot of us that love what we do, we tend to work all the time because we love what we do, right? We have to take time out away from all of this and servicing other people. Right? We got to take time out from servicing other people and take time to service ourselves. And
we're professional helpers. We're always helping somebody.
Right, exactly. So just a word. So if we don't want to, we need to keep your brain intact, dude.
I definitely do. Because I'm telling you, man, I was watching the television the other day and I heard them use certain words that I used to use. I'm going, wait a second. I remember that word. I used to use that word back in like 1998. I don't use it anymore.
Right, exactly. So we got to go back and find our vocabulary from college.
Yeah, man, we got to do that. Hey there, Marian Lopez and Mr. Fernando Young. Welcome to the Business Zone, folks. And we just want to remind you guys that the Business Zone is on every Friday from 3 to 4:30. And if you want, you can go to YouTube and register to be on our show so we can send you notification. And my co-host will tell you how to do that. So, Crystal, tell them how to go about getting registered.
So going over to our YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button, and or you can scan that QR code right there and you'll get a notification every time we go live, which we go live every Friday afternoon at 3:00. And so we'd love to have you part of our family. We're growing those numbers so that we can start to monetize the Business Zone. This is the place. Between Gilbert and I, we have multiple years. We're not even going to tell you. Obviously, Gilbert has fallen asleep on the Zoom, so that tells you he has a whole number of years of knowledge and information over the number of years of business coaching that we can help you be better business owners. And so we have an archive probably close to 700 videos because we've been on air for 7 years. And 7 years. And so you want to go over there. We have a number of class and sessions, and we have some phenomenal guests. We have a phenomenal guest today. She's been on our show before. And the last time she was on, she was co-hosting the show that she's on. Now she's running things. So we are excited to have her.
Big things. Big things, running things.
And then on top of that, she's the chair of the
Desert.
the Desert High Desert Chamber of Commerce. So we're excited to have her, Miss Rebecca Luna, but she's known by Old School Becky Lu.
And I wrote a song for her.
Oh, you
Like to hear it?
did?
Here it goes. Hey, Becky Lou, how do you do? Do you remember me, my baby? As I remembered you.
And that sounds like that should be at one of those
Yeah,
midnight shows that
exactly.
she does.
Exactly. So,
And it's so interesting that she's on the show because last week my girlfriend Daisy and my brother-in-law, they had the lowrider
oh
show
yeah?
at the convention center, and they were, my girlfriend was she called me and she had such a phenomenal time because she loves lowriders. And then she called me and was telling me, and I was off. I couldn't even squeeze not another thing into my weekend. But my brother-in-law dropped everything and he went there and he was taking pictures and sending them, and he was having a good time, which is all part of what the Art Laboe show is about, the lowrider world and the music and the riding and the whole bit. So we're excited about having her
style.
old school, old school style. So we're excited about having her and on today. And so we're going to get to her in a very short period of time. And but you guys can go over and hit our subscribe button and just become part of the Business Zone family. We are here to service you to make sure you are business ready, contract ready, bank loan ready, just making sure you're doing great business. Gilbert, this weekend I had, hey, Greg, hey, Marion, hey, Fernando.
And Marion says she's got a grant that she's working on, so she'll be missing us all. And we should give priors to her. We're sending priors to you, Marion, so you can get this grant, so you can officially launch the Mama Cheesecake Enterprise. Okay.
Greg said he thought something was wrong with speaking. He heard some crosstalk singing.
I was serenading our upcoming guest, Becky Lu, Old School Becky Lu.
Greg, don't be talking about my co-host is singing. He's a rock star in his world.
I was doing some BB King's. Oh, Becky Lu, how do you do? Do you remember me, my baby? As I remembered you.
Oh my. I had a referral this week, Gilbert. I definitely going to introduce you. He's going to call me. I had a referral this week of a young lady that, I was excited this week. I had some amazing clients that I talked to today. But a young lady that has a product that is selling on Amazon. It is actually one of the devices she has. She has multiple devices selling on Amazon. One of them is called Vacuum Posture. So it's a technical device.
This guy's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's a technical device, and she's a chiropractor, and I was just so impressed with her. So she's looking to create. She has a number of patents and all of that.
I'd love to talk to her and see what I can share with her.
She's really, really, really cool. She's she's a chiropractor, but but a chiropractor that's thinking out of the box. So she has, I was really impressed. So with her, so she's has, I think, 3 or 4 different patents and 3 or 4 different devices that she's selling as a result of her practice. So I can't wait to introduce her once I finish doing a little forensics of her books for her, in order that she's applying for a loan. And so she was referred to me to do some forensics, to do some fixing stuff, so she can get be her bank loan readiness.
One of your clients contacted me, also wanted to get her certification. Candice Young.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
so
cool.
we
Good,
talked a
good, good,
little
good.
bit, and I directed her to do the assessment, do the contract readiness assessment and business readiness, and then I'll follow up. I'll follow up
Okay,
with her.
cool.
So yeah. So thank you for referring her.
Okay,
She seemed like a
awesome.
very nice lady. So that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she's ready. I mean, she's close to getting
Right.
ready. Yeah, but cool. All righty. Are we ready to bring on
Oh, Becky
our guest?
Lou. How do you do? Yeah.
All righty, poor Greg. Greg is he's the music guy. So,
Yeah.
but did you know this? And I didn't know this, but Greg probably didn't know this. But Greg's father performed with oh, now I didn't had a brain freeze. With Harry Belafonte.
Get out! Get out! Really?
Yes, yeah.
I'm gonna have to do some investigations here.
Yeah, Greg's father Greg knew Harry Belafonte personally. Well, Harry Belafonte knew Greg before Greg was even here, but his father performed with Harry Belafonte, and he has all kinds. Oh, Dale, he has
Dale,
all
Mr. Dale,
he
daylight
has
come
all
up me
kind of
I
pictures
go
with his
home.
dad performing. We learned that on the community briefing the other day. So yeah, his dad was a celebrity.
Man, I'm gonna have to do some research on that, Greg. Thank you for the information, our field correspondents, Greg.
All righty, so
Let's bring on Miss Old School Becky Lu and see what she got here for us today.
all righty, so here we go. And hello. Let me move you around.
Hello, happy Friday. Oh my goodness.
Yay.
I'm so happy to be back with you guys. And I love Harry Belafonte. I love the Angelina. Yeah.
Yeah. See,
Oh man, you got me singing now, Gilbert. Come on.
Becky Lu
Come
knows
on,
her stuff.
Friday. Let's do it. Let's do it.
She knows her stuff.
Yeah, come on now. Yeah. Right here, you gotta know what's up.
well, well, Miss Becky Lu. Well, one, we're sorry to hear that our Art has transitioned, but he had a long run. He was in this industry for a very long time, but we're so excited that you took over the Art Laboe
We're
Show.
continuing the legacy. That's what it is. Continuing that wonderful legacy that he has left, and just we're still delivering the music to the people. We're still taking the requests and dedications. I mean, hey, the show, even though Art has transitioned, it's still very much a part of their lives, and those listeners are still very much part of our lives, And I say, oh, Art, because it's not only Becky Lu, it's Team Art Laboe. So yeah, it's an effort, and we're honored to be able to continue. We're honored to be able to meet the fans. We're happy that we're still here. I mean, hey, even in the afterlife, Art Laboe, he's still working. He's still making things happen.
I bet he is.
So yes, it's the Art Laboe Connection with Old School Becky Lu.
All right.
But how does that feel? I mean, you came in as a call screener, and here you are. I call this episode "Women Are Superheroes" because we just come in and we just do our thing. But how does that feel? Because you came in 2011, and here you are now where you are. And I imagine you were a super fan of Art Laboe, which is, why you were there in the first place. But how does that feel to be where you are today?
It feels wonderful, because that's a legacy that's right there that I jumped into. And hey, Becky Lu is leaving her legacy. And so I feel really honored. I feel humbled, very, 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 very humbled. I have a grateful heart for everything that's happening, that has happened. And just as a super fan, yeah, I grew up with Art Laboe. I was the Art Laboe Connection. Every part of our fans, from the communities to like families that can't be together, lovers of music, that's all instilled in me. So I'm bringing this to the table, and I come with a grateful heart. Like I said, it's beautiful. It really, really is. Just especially when fans come and they're like, Becky Lu, they listen for Becky Lu now, and I'm like, wow, is this really happening? But it is a job. It is fulfilling, and it is a responsibility. More than anything, it is a responsibility, because these listeners, they depend on us to cheer them up. They depend on us to make them feel good. They depend on us to make their Sunday through Thursday better. They cruise with us. They have barbecues with us. So I don't take it lightly. I love doing what I'm doing. I love working with who I work with, because we make the show possible. And it's just beautiful to know we have so much extended family that continues to support the Art Laboe Connection.
Becky Lu, I have a listener who probably needs for you to play a special dedication for him. Our field correspondent, Gregory Sneed, he's old school, and he would like you to play something nice for him when you get back on the air this weekend. So,
well, where is Greg at? What city is he in? What state is he in? So that way we know what time of the night to play it, because we are.
So Greg is here in Los Angeles, and he he's a little shy. He want to put his request out there. So Greg, you can tell us what request you want Becky Lu to play for you at night, okay? Or what old school rendition you want to hear.
Yeah, in LA on Sundays for our Super Sunday special. Of course, this weekend we have the Mother's Day edition of
yes.
Sunday special.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's on 93.5 KCOD in the IE and the LA, Ventura areas. And during the week, Monday through Thursday, it's on Old School 104.7 in the same areas.
So a rendition that you would probably play for Mother's Day would be the OJs, right? I always love my mama. Mm-hmm. She's my favorite girl.
A song for mama. Yeah, all the mama songs are coming out in full force.
So, Greg, you hear that? Put your request in the chat.
Or if he's on Instagram, Facebook, Greg, you can email or you can send it DM.
Look in the chat. Look in the chat. You'll see his request in the chat.
I only have
eyes for you. I only have eyes.
Beautiful. That was featured in what is that movie? The Bronx Tale. Yeah.
You.
So let me ask you, and especially because the radio, with podcasting and syndicated, what is it, Pandora, and all of those, you guys have a major following on your radio show. What is it, 14 stations you have? How do you guys manage to maintain such a dedicated following?
Well, it's because they know that they can come to us to make them feel good. And again, like I touched on earlier, so with our syndicated partners, I mean, hey, we're bringing those ratings to them and stuff. So we're keeping it going for them too. So, I mean, hey, it's a win-win situation there. And that's what we bring to the table. Pretty much our fans, their devotion, personalities, like our fun personalities, of course, and stuff, making things happen. But we're very, very grateful to have all the syndicated partners who air us whenever they air us. And I say that because there's some syndications that air us 5 days a week. There's some that just air us 1 day a week, like KCOD. There's some that only air us for 2 hours. But whatever time they give, we're part of that special programming, and we are so happy to continue our run, to continue our connection, and just be part of that radio world. And we're worldwide. We have a listener who's from Germany. She'll DM me her dedications to her fiance, and we read them. And because she is in Germany, we air it on Sundays, and we air it early on the show so that way she could hear it too, because they're 8 hours ahead. So right now it's 3:30. Oh, it's like nighttime over there in Germany. She's in Berlin, but she loves it.
Oh,
yeah, so
wow.
Connection is worldwide and in Mexico too.
So Becky Lu, for those who are just tuning in to the Business Zone and they don't know what the Becky Lu show is, you want to go ahead and tell them what the Becky Lu Hour is about and who benefits from it?
Yeah, it's the Art Laboe Connection. It's a request and dedication radio show. You can DM us your requests, your dedications. We play a lot of Motown. We play some modern artists like Bruno Mars. We play a little Adele. We play Mariah Carey. We play some funk, some Parliament Funkadelic. We play freestyle. We got Lisa in the mix. We got Stevie B in the mix. We got Diana Ross in the Supremes. So it's really a show where families come together, the Art Laboe Connection. And we also connect families who cannot be together. And when I say that, I mean incarceration. So a lot of the husbands are away, and our program is a way for them to stay connected with their loved ones. So that's what the Art Laboe Connection is about. And it gives our wonderful listeners a platform to hear their voice, because they can call in, we record them, they're live, and their loved ones hear their special message and their voice.
Well, hopefully we can get some Gilly Buchanan in there soon, so you can play some Gilly Buchanan for the audience.
Procurement. I call Gilbert procurement. And I say that because, okay, you were talking earlier about words and that you forget or that you can't say. Mm-hmm. I can't say procurement. What was it? So procurement. So I call them procurement. So it's the procurement hour with Old School Becky Lu.
There you go. So in addition to you being a radio host, you also are the chair of the High Desert Chamber of Commerce. What does that entail?
Well, I'm the executive director for the Desert Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We are the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce in the Coachella Valley, Greater Palm Springs area, however you defined it. We are the go-to for new businesses, for seasoned business owners, to help them with getting procurement contracts, to help them with their next steps, to help them with their marketing. We do it all because, of course, we understand the needs for our community. So we're here English and in Spanish for all the Hispanic business owners in the Coachella Valley. It's the Desert Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
You notice she keeps saying it over and over. And she wants to make sure I know that, because I keep messing up. I keep messing it up.
Yeah, see, it's Rebecca during the day and then Becky Lu at night, but it all has to deal with the Hispanic community, with service. We are giving back. Whether it's the business community or the lowrider community or the music community, whatever it is, it's all connected. So it's like, hey, I might be marketing for one of our chamber members, but Becky Lu's still there because that's my personality. That's who they am, or that's who they are, so.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah,
right. It's so important. And it's so important for us to support our businesses and making sure that our businesses are supported, and making sure that we're keeping our dollars circulating and supporting each other's businesses, because if we're not, who is, right?
That's right.
so important. Gilbert and I, we're focused on our small business community. I love the fact that even in your communities, you guys are doing the same thing. In addition, Gilbert, to all those other things that we're celebrating, this week is also Teacher and Educator and Trainer Appreciation Week. And so shout out to all of the trainers and educators that are out there supporting those that we train and teach. So appreciation to you guys and to you as well, Becky, because that's what we're doing, right? We're taking our knowledge and providing it to others to help them be successful in their endeavors and their journey. So
correct. Yeah. Thank you guys for what you're doing too. Definitely. And your respective careers in your areas. Yeah, like Crystal, you're a superhero to me.
Now you
You're a
see,
super chingona.
Thank you.
see how long you mentioned co-host. You mentioned how long the dollar stay in the community. In the Hispanic community, the dollar lasts only 48 hours before it goes out of the community. 48
Really?
hours. Yeah, right here.
Really?
It's in the chat. It says,
Oh,
how long does the dollar circulate within the Latino community? It says in some communities it's measured in weeks. It's only 48 hours.
oh, I would have
So
thought it was much longer in the Latino community than it is in the
yeah.
Black community.
Well, in our community, in the Black community, it's only 6 hours. So if you get paid at noon, by 6 o'clock, it's gone.
Yeah,
So
I always thought it was much longer in the Hispanic, in the Latino community, because there's so many. Well, obviously, there's a lot more businesses, and generally, I thought they supported each other more so than we do in the Black community. We have some other issues in our community, but I thought it was much longer than the 48 hours.
well,
We have to work on that.
with Becky Lu doing what she does, it may last a little longer. So keep doing what you do, Becky Lu.
I would like to invite you guys tomorrow. Of course, it's Mother's Day weekend. We are having the Remembering Art Laboe concert. When Art passed in October, we did have our private services for our affiliates and whatnot, but tomorrow is the concert. It's the Remembering Art Laboe concert at the Glen Helen Amphitheater in San Bernardino. We're going to have a car show there. We never had a car show, but we're doing it big for art. We're going to have an Art Laboe museum in the VIP area. It's going to be a beautiful celebration, a beautiful tribute. It's going to be very bittersweet. You know, we know he's not here, but the fact that we're actually acknowledging that he's not here is just like, oh my gosh. So it's going to be a special show. We invite you to come out. Tickets are $25 on Ticketmaster. It's Listener Appreciation Week on Ticketmaster, so $25, and that gets you a party lawn tickets. You can hang out in the party lawn and listen to some good music.
Oh, wow. Now, I think the last time you were here, you guys, because you guys usually do your annual one in October. When do you do this? You do an annual one, right? That's because Art was still alive the last time you guys were doing this, and I think he got sick and transitioned right after, sometime right before.
Yeah, I think it was October. Yeah.
October, is that your annual one?
Things are still in the works right now. We were just putting so much effort into this memorial show. So, I mean, after this, who knows what's going to happen, but stay tuned.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Exactly. Wow. You know, he was in the business for 80 years, right?
He started at 15 years old, 1943, and he passed last year. So you do the math. I'll let you do the math.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's just amazing that he had such that was a long time. Was this shit, I mean, was communication radio, was that something that you always wanted to do, or is that just something that just happened? Is where you are, where the journey that you wanted to be on, was this the dream?
Well, Old School Becky Lu has always been a part of me. I've always been fascinated with being in front of the camera, being part of production. In 2011, I went back to school because I was inspired to be a sideline reporter, a sports reporter. So lo and behold, we had a radio station on campus. I jumped in and I ended up having 2 radio shows. That lasted from 2011 to about 2015. I got into commercial radio, where I worked with 8 radio stations in production, in marketing, street team, sales, doing all that stuff. And then I got hired with Dart Entertainment with the Art Laboe Connection. And here I am today.
Wow.
Yeah. My dad, he was an aspiring radio DJ. He was going to LA twice a week. He wanted to do all that stuff. And in the meantime, he was a party DJ. He'd have the records out, English and in Spanish. He would go all out. I mean, he would decorate the ceilings. He'd bring strobe lights. He did everything. That was my dad. And that was just what was instilled in me. So I guess in a way it kind of fell in my lap, or something just immersed, because like I said, I wanted to do sports. So from sports to radio, I mean, hey, that's a big difference, but it's all broadcasting. So that's how Becky Lu started. That's where Becky Lu came from.
Okay, awesome. But you're living your dream. So it's just in a different genre, but it's still on a microphone. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I turn on when the microphone, when it's time to do those requests and dedications. Yes, I prepare myself, but then Becky Lu just comes out. And with our letters that we have to read, the expressions are different. So if there's somebody saying I love you, or someone saying I miss you, it's expressed in a different tone or inflection.
So tell me how you say it.
Past, of course, you're not going to be like, oh my God, you're just not going to hype it up, right?
Tell me how you would say something like that.
When there's a celebration, we hype it up. So Becky Lu knows how to deliver those tones and just makes it sound extra special. That's the touch, the magic that Becky Lu brought to the
Come on, Becky Lu. I want to hear you say it. If the person's saying, tell my girlfriend that I love her so much, she's the only one in the world say that. Go ahead and say it for me.
Okay. So you're talking to Rebecca right now, right? You're hearing my voice right now? Okay, so let's transition to Becky Lu. Okay, all right. Hey, Gilbert. It's Becky Lu. I miss you. I had so much fun spending the weekend with you. I can't wait to hug you. I can't wait to see you. And let's make memories last forever, baby.
Okay, I'm on my way. I'm coming over.
Was
that sounds very believable, Becky Lu. Very believable.
Becky Lu be helping people fall in love.
All right. The whole old school thing, because that's what I remember. My sister really loves old school music, right? And so the boys, she would always play old school in the car. And so when the boys got older and they start going out with their own friends, and they would be playing the music in the car, and their friends was like, "What is this music you're playing?" And they're like, "Don't you know this music?" Because that's all they knew. That's all they knew was because that's what their mother played. So that's us, right? That's our history. That's what we remember from growing up. Because all the music you play is what we remember, because it's all from the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, and everybody has a memory. Fernando says, "I know that voice."
See, Fernando knows your voice. See, he's been listening.
Hey, Fernando, it's Old School Becky Lu.
Hey, Becky Lu, there's a lot of old school bands that play at the casino there in Palm Springs. What's the name of the casino? Marengo? Is it Marengo?
Marengo. That one Cabazon. Yeah.
There's a lot. I went to one the other day, and it was Tony. They played a lot.
We played that one.
Oh yeah. They played a lot of old jams, man. I'm going, I love this. It was great. They had the audience jumping.
Oh, that's wonderful. Talk about that feel-good music. Talk about those memories.
Yes.
Definitely the Art Laboe Connection will bring back that memory. And there's some songs too with their nostalgia. The way that they sound, you can hear, it's like you can hear the record crackling still. And one of the songs for me is Look at Me, I'm in Love. Whenever
I remember that.
Oh, like that nostalgia.
Becky Lu, which song does it for me all the time? that Earth, Wind, and Fire, Reasons. Oh, man.
Yeah, we put that one too.
That song gets me every time. Fernando said, let's go.
Well, the Reasons, Maze, I love Maze, but though when you look at music from back in that time,
Oh, yeah.
that's all the music.
Classics, man.
Yeah,
Those are
classics.
classics.
You can sing it, right?
That's what they are.
Right. You can sing the music. You can, and when you hear the song, it takes you back to memories that you had as you were growing up. If you were dating during that time and you have a memory of a favorite boyfriend or what you guys were doing, which is kind of unlike today's music, because all of it sounds so similar to each other that you really can't distinguish or special moment, right? When I hear your music, or when I hear music from the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, that's all music that brings back amazing memories from your childhood, from your high school days when you first fell in love. Those are good memories, right? So that's what old school music brings back to you, is good music and good memories. And you can sing to them. When my sister and I are out in the garden, that's what we're doing. I have Maze, because that's my Maze, and Frankie Beverly is my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
So I have that going on my music, and I'm singing and dancing to mine. And then she goes way back on hers. And so we have two different music genres going on, and we're just partying out in the garden.
The maze that I love, man, is joy and pain.
Yeah.
Sunshine and rain. Yeah. Joy and pain. I love it.
I'm a dance now. So good Friday. Yeah. I'm familiar with that song.
Oh, yeah.
The version that I'm familiar with is the Rob Bass version,
Oh, really? No, that version is good too. But the Frankie Beverly and Maze, man, love it. It reminds me when I was in college, right? Me and my boys, we used to throw parties every weekend on campus, right? And we used to end the show with that song, Joy and Pain, Sunshine and Rain.
So what's your favorite song, Becky?
Ooh, that's a good question. That's the $1 million question right there.
Because you got so many, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh, man. Yeah. One song that I love that just, it takes me back, and it makes me think of the time when I was working in media. I locked myself in the recording bays because I just wanted to get away from everything, because being in broadcasting, it could be a little stressful.
Yeah.
But I would I'd go to YouTube, I'd put on Art Laboe, and I would listen to I'm Still Here by the Notations. And that would really, really help de-stress.
Man, that is going back. That is going back.
I'm going deep.
See, a lot of the younger folks, they don't even know that. They don't even know some of those groups, man.
Yeah, a lot of the groups we're having this Saturday, a lot of oldies. So I mean, hey, that's what our genre wants, and we cater to the modern as well. We have Frankie J, and we have Sofia Maria, and so we cater to both.
Well, we love what you're doing, Becky Lu. So keep doing what you do. Old School Becky Lu.
So do you have plans for any expansion, or you guys are going to pretty much stay within the format that you're in? Is for your plans? What's the plans for the show? Will it remain as it has been over?
It is remaining, but there are some little elements that we're mixing up. Of course, our listeners, they hear it, they know it, but it's only been 6 months since Art has transitioned. So all of a sudden, we're not just going to make all these big changes and stuff like that.
So
of course,
over time.
respectfully honor who is the Art Laboe Connection. So yes,
Right.
we do have to keep up with modern times like everybody else. So little elements are being incorporated here and there, but nothing drastic or anything, you know. So we are just, again, it's all about respecting the format, all about the legacy as well that we are continuing. So that's where we're at right now.
Okay.
You know what would be a good addition to your program, Becky Lou, is if you had concerts like at the Marengo, you know, not particularly there, but you know, other places, and you have bands, because some of these artists already died. So if you have bands that covered some of those artists, you see what I'm saying? That would be a good show for you to have, you know, like maybe once every 60 days, you have a concert, old school songs being played. Man, I'm telling you, man, you would get a lot of support.
Oh yeah, I believe I totally am with you on that. There's some ideas in the works and stuff, so we're not close to ideas. You know, they will happen at the right time. But I think we got a lot of people in mind. We have things in mind, so just keep listening, just keep supporting, and we'll be here for you. And you'll be part of that transition as well. The listeners will be part of that transition as well.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good.
How has on the business side, how has radio, you know, went from where radio came from to where radio is today? How has it changed from a business standpoint on you know, the revenue generation part of it? Because generally it's about revenue and marketing, right?
Yeah.
So is it more challenging today than it was years ago? And I know much more competitive with everybody podcasting and broadcasting and doing what they're doing. How does that look? What does that look like for you on the future side?
On the future side, a lot of digital. Of course, we do stream. We don't have a podcast. A lot of people ask if we do, but which we do not. But as far as revenue and everything, that's where the marketing is, online. You reach the broader audience, of course, through the social media channels and stuff. That's pulling in people, and that's a way to generate the dollars too, if you have products and whatnot. But definitely in radio, traditional marketing still works, because a lot of people want to be face to face with that business owner. A lot of people want to feel that vibe, so that element is still very much there. But yeah, with the technology these days and stuff, everything definitely is all digital. That's yeah, that's the effective way.
Okay, so in addition to tuning into you on a radio, we can also tune into you on YouTube and well, you're not on a or are you on Pandora as well, or any of the Spotify's or any of those type of digital platforms?
Since we're syndicated, the stations that our show syndicates on, you could tune in to Old School 104.7, for instance. You can go to their website and they have a free streaming service. Some of our syndicates, like for example, Tejano 1600, they're in Arizona and they're on iHeartRadio. So it all depends on your preference. If you subscribe to iHeart and you're part of that, or if the radio station is a part of that, you can stream that way. But the best way to find us on the internet is through our syndicated websites for the free streaming service.
Okay. Well, that actually gives you a broader expansion then, because generally if radio, you would have, if I'm driving through through San Bernardino, if once I'm out of that area, then I would lose your connection, right? But now, as long as I have an internet or satellite connection, I can still stay connected to you. That's actually so much better.
Yeah, definitely. And then with Bluetooth in the cars these days, if you do have Bluetooth, you just connect it and you can keep driving. And yeah, we have stations all over, so you can pretty much
awesome.
So it's like, we're blessed to have all of our syndicated stations.
Oh, that's awesome. That really works, because I know in some cases, you know, radio had I have some friends that were in radio up here, and they were having a hard time far as, because with all of the streaming, and it was a little bit more difficult for them to maintain their market space. That's cool. That's really cool.
I
Good.
just went to Old School 107, 104.7, like you mentioned, and I see a lot of good stuff here, man.
Yeah.
A lot of artists. A
Um,
lot of artists, and I'm going, damn, this is taking me back.
Tune in. Yeah, I think J Scratch is on right now, the afternoon DJ, but hey, they're part of our radio family too. You can hear Jimmy in the morning. You'll see him tomorrow at the show. So yeah, it's our extended family. We're everywhere.
Awesome. Awesome.
Well, Becky Lu,
Well, I am
we're very excited to have you on here. This is great.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm just so happy for you that that you guys are carrying on Art Laboe, and that you are still part of the whole landscape there, and all the fun and new exciting things that's going to come about. And just congratulations
Yeah.
Thank you.
on what you're doing, and yes, you're still connected, and your dream is still being fulfilled. So that's amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time. Thank you for having me back as a guest and just being able to share this experience with you guys, with your viewers, with your listening, or with their listeners, if they're listening on a podcast or anything. But thank you. I do appreciate it. Keep up the good work. Super chingona.
Thank
Super procurement right there.
for sure. And so for those of you that are moms out there going out to what is the theater, Glen?
It's the Glen Helen Amphitheater in San Bernardino, Mother's Day weekend tomorrow. Gates open at 5:30. The show kicks off at 7 o'clock. You don't want to miss it. Join us. Bring your mom. Bring the ladies. Make it a celebration. And Crystal, if you're a mama, happy Mother's Day to you. Yeah.
Thank you. Same to you, ma'am. And that's all surrogate moms, aunties, all of that. We all moms in some capacity. So going out there, you guys don't know what to do with your moms on Sunday. Take them on out and listen to some good old school music and get y'all's groove on. And bring back some wonderful memories of old school days, because that's when music really, really meant some stuff back there. That's what I say.
Happy Mother's Day to you too, Old School Becky Lu.
Thank you. I am a mama to a 23-year-old boy. He's in La Jolla living his life, but I'll see him on Sunday. He's coming with his girlfriend and his dog, which is my grandpa.
Awesome.
Oh, so I'm excited to see them. Yeah, it's going to be beautiful.
We'll have a wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day. Enjoy, and we're so pleased for you and excited for you as well. So keep us posted of all the upcoming activities and expansions of the Art Laboe Connection Show, and we're just there for you. We're supporting you and all that you're doing.
Thank you. I'm truly humbled. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Becky Lu from the Art Laboe Project.
Awesome.
Take care, Becky Lu. We'll see you soon.
Happy Friday.
Okay.
Happy Mother's Day. Glad to have you on the show. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, folks, you just heard it from Old School Becky Lu. She does her old school songs or rendition every weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights. And she sends out special dedications. So if you guys want to tune in and tap into that streaming, that platform, that will be a good way to go. Especially, it's going to be Mother's Day this weekend. So Crystal, what are you doing for Mother's Day?
Well, we're actually going to a musical. I can't remember. Let me see I can't remember what it is, but my sister, I was so busy doing the month of April that she was always telling me, hey, we're going here. I was like, okay, whatever. I'll put it on the calendar. So all I know is we're going somewhere.
See, that's what I like. I like it when other people plan stuff for me and just say, okay, this is the date, this is the time, be there. That's what I like. I don't want to do any planning, none of that stuff. Just plan it for me and I'll be there.
Yeah, so that's what's happening. I'm going somewhere on to listen to some music. I actually think it's old school, some old school music. I believe that's what it
Yeah.
is, and so I'll be doing that. We'll be doing a little gardening in the morning, because for the first time in a while, we actually will be harvesting greens from our own garden. So we'll be having some greens. Thank you, Fernando. We'll be harvesting greens from our own garden. So that'll happen on the morning. And then my brother-in-law will be making them while we're away at the concert. And so he'll be making, I'm sure we'll probably having Cornish hens, because that's usually what he cooks for Mother's Day, and our own greens. So that's what will happen.
So you're gonna be pampered this weekend, huh?
Yeah. Well, he'd really be pampering his wife, but
so you get a little remnants from there.
I get a little remnants of it. Yeah, it's really about his wife. I get a little remnants, but that's what's gonna happen.
Man, this is great, man. It was great having our guest Becky Lu on here. Great having Fernando, Marianne, and our field correspondents. I'm sure there's quite a few others who've been listening who didn't choose to put any comments in the chat. But guys, feel free to put your comments in the chat anytime you're listening to the Business Zone. We're on every Friday from 3 to 4:30. So don't hesitate. Don't be a stranger. You may have questions about your own business that you'd like us to answer for you. Don't hesitate. You're getting this service for free right now, so take advantage, guys. Take advantage.
Come on out. Now, next week we have Dr. Tana M. Sessions, which will be our guest. You know, she's Tana is
HR specialist.
HR specialist. She's diversity, equity, and inclusion. Equity and inclusion specialist and strategist. She's an author. She's just amazing. She is actually in law school right now, so soon she'll be an attorney. So she is doing her thing out there. So she'll be our guest next week.
Yeah.
And then I'm working on Miss Dawn Strozier, who is a celebrity fitness and wellness coach. She will be on at the end of the month. And so that will be our month of May. And then we'll be jumping on into the month of June. We got graduations going on. It's just a busy month. I will be doing Biz Camp starting June 12th. So in June and July, we got the kids starting their business camps. And so I'm excited about that. And then that's our summer. So we got a lot of stuff going on.
So
a lot of stuff going on.
Next week, we're going to be at the GLAC, the Greater Los Angeles African American Chamber of Commerce's graduation. We're graduating a number of small business, I think about 30 small businesses who's been in that Business Evolution program. So if you guys are available next the 17th, May 17th, I think it's a Thursday. If you guys are available, come on. I think it's a Wednesday or Thursday. I don't remember.
I think it's a Wednesday, because on Thursday I'm at the Urban League dinner. So, and you've been I did some coaching and I did a class, but you're very much a part of that. So you want to tell them you want to tell them more about the BEP program and exactly what that means, and how they can for the future classes, how they can get involved in it. I know the individuals that I coached, they were and they felt that it was very beneficial to the growth of their business. So you want to tell them a little bit about it, because you're one of the major coaches. I was just a sideline. I was just a sidekick. You the real deal.
So the Business Evolution Program is a program that was created by the Greater Los Angeles African American Chamber of Commerce, and it's a series of classes that we hold, classes and seminars that we do. And it lasts around 4 to 5 months. And we have individuals like myself, business coaches, who facilitate classes. in contract readiness or certification, or how to develop a capability statement, a winning capability statement, or you have representatives from the banks come in and talk about how to be financial ready for your business, how to access funding for your business. We have folks come in and talk about contracts opportunities from contract providers like the County of Los Angeles, LA Metro, City of Los Angeles. And it's just an amazing program, guys, for you guys to get ready. I'm not quite sure if there's a cost to join that program, but you can check it out. Just go to Google and type GLAC, GLAAACC, GLAC. That means Greater Los Angeles African American Chamber of Commerce. Just type that and put in their business evolution program. And you will see videos from the last class, the last graduation, the one before that. And it's just amazing. And you guys can really participate in the program. They'll be taking registration. They'll be doing registration, I believe, around about August or September. So don't miss out on this, guys. Plus, you get an opportunity to meet contract providers such as Southern California Gas Company, Southern California Edison, and others. So it's an amazing program.
Awesome,
And
awesome.
Crystal is one of the coaches there as well. She coaches bookkeeping and financial statement development and all of those things. So yeah, guys, check it out.
Yeah, I'm just a sidekick. He the real deal. I'm not there. I'm just there. Gilbert is the real deal over there. So, but I am honored. I do feel like I did help quite a few of the participants, and they speak highly of that program.
Yeah.
And Angela Gibson Shaw, who is the executive VP of GLAC, they do a phenomenal job making sure they bring really effective programs to help us as business owners be able to be successful in our businesses. So and many of the programs out here are really out there, really helping you as a business owner make sure you get what you need. And so you guys really need to take advantage of that, because these programs are generally free. You do have to go through a qualification program process to get to them. But you know, if they're out there offering these programs, and that's GLAC, that's the Los Angeles Urban League, that's Vermont Slauson, really take advantage of it. Because, you know, if you had to spend the dollars in order to get this this education, which is being offered to you for free, to really take your business to that next level, to help you find the right funding and the capital for your business, because we're investing in you so you can reinvest back into the community. So that's why we're doing this. And so we need you to participate in the program.
And I put the contact information in the chat, guys, so you can go ahead, copy that information from the chat. So it's GLAC, and the address is there along with the phone number. So reach out to that number, give them a call, ask them, how can you register for the next upcoming Business Evolution program? And you'll be excited to be there.
Awesome. And then the other activity that's going on this weekend, this is a program, a symposium that the Community Briefing is hosting. And that's the platform that I do, podcast that I do every Thursday, myself and Greg Sneed and Stephen Turner and Robin Billups. This is a program that was inspired during the pandemic to make sure that our business community and our community had an opportunity to connect with our leaders and stakeholders to be in to meet and know who's doing what in real time. So we're having the Crenshaw Boulevard Corridor Symposium. It is on May 18th at 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. and it is streaming live as well as in person, but it's streaming live on a Zoom. And we're talking about the past, the present, and the future of Crenshaw Boulevard, which is really where the majority of the Black business community is housed. So we have an amazing panel of speakers, Danny Bakewell. He is the VP of the Bakewell Company, as well as Daryl J. Carter, and he's of Avant Capital Management. They just bought a huge complex over in the jungle. Jason Foster, and he is the president and COO of Destination Crenshaw. Sharif Franklin, she's the founder and CEO, Junior, sorry, Greg, CEO of Urban Design Center, and Danny Bakewell Jr. And then Sarah Harris, she's the president and CEO of the Black Business Association. And the moderator is Michael Anderson. He's president and CEO of Anderson Barker, our architect. All of these individuals are very involved in the construction and the planning of what's been going on in the Crenshaw district and what's going to be happening in the Crenshaw district. So if you are curious and you've been having questions of what's happening in Crenshaw, I highly recommend you tune in. So we're going to be talking about creating a development paradigm of the community ownership and control, and having a voice in what's going on in our community, and preserving Black heritage while advancing Black enterprise and communities. We want to make sure that the right things are happening in the community, but we're not staying stagnant in that community. We want to make sure that we're advancing, that we're staying in real time, that we're leaving a legacy for our children that's coming behind us. And so this is a platform. It's being hosted by myself, Crystal Mitchell, Gregory, Gregory Sneed.
The event will be hosted by Superwoman Crystal Mitchell, along with our field correspondents, Mr. Gregory Sneed, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, Miss Robin Billups.
And so we want you to sign in. So go to RBD, or the Community Recycling Black Dollars website. Go to RBD. There is a QR code there. You can register to be for the Zoom. This is where we're having our next. What's great is there going to be
maybe there'll be a Gilbert sighting. That's true. Maybe I'll show up. Special guest.
Right, because there's some big things happening. We got the Crenshaw Mall project going on. There's some major stuff going on there. There's all kinds of development happening, and I know you guys are driving by wondering, oh, what's happening there? Is it going to involve us? Is it not going to involve us? But in order to find that out, you need to be able to come and have a conversation. Meet the people. No need of finding out years later or through the rumor mill. The only way you will know is to actually be in the room.
like my co-host said, if you're not at the table, then you're on the menu. So you better show up.
Right. So you got to stop getting information through the rumor mill. You got to be sitting at the table, or at least be sitting on the sideline of the table where folks are having the conversation. And here's the other thing, guys, and this one's really, really important to me. I don't know, everybody knows why they're here on this planet, but one of the things I think I'm being guided, I think as a Black people, we need to come together and start working together. I feel that one voice, as my sister's father-in-law used to tell his children, he had 8 kids. He said, if you take a stick and it's one person in the family, you can break that one stick. But if I take all of my 8 children and pile y'all up together, I can't break 8 of you guys. So if you stand together in unity, it's hard to break all of you. So if we take all of us together and we create a one voice source, one voice unity, it's hard to break all of us. So
Greg said, oh, we could use a soloist. I'll show up, Greg. I'll show up.
Give me the entertainment.
Do my solo thing.
One love. Let's get together and
And
feel all
feel
right.
all right. There we go.
So that is the goal behind, is a community working together to make
Yeah.
things to work. We're coming together to work together to create a better place for us, for our children, to create legacy. And so it's time that we do this. So that's the initiative behind this, working together to create a better community for us as business people, and a better community for our children. So
I think this Crenshaw Boulevard Corridor Symposium is going to be an amazing event, and this will be the first of many to come. So I'm
yes.
looking forward to it too.
Yeah, so that's what's happening on Thursday. It's an active week for all of us. But yeah, so we got Wednesday night for GLAC. I got the Urban League dinner on Thursday. Woo! And then I have
your hands will be full.
The community briefing symposium, and then I'm back here on Friday for the business zone on Friday, and then Saturday is a full day as well. So, in fact, here's what's happening on Saturday. I am going to this is being hosted by Holly Mitchell, Supervisor Holly Mitchell. She's having a discussion on reparations. And so I don't know if you have heard this, but there's the latest conversation about reparations in Los Angeles is they're talking about a $1.2 million a payout in reparations for Black folks, and there's some there's a formula. So anyway, I'm going to have some conversations. So the California governor has come out against reparations checks, and they're recommending, there's a task force, and they're recommending up to $1.2 million to be given to those who meet certain criteria. So I'm going to that conversation on that's being hosted by Holly Mitchell, a supervisor, Holly Mitchell, on Saturday morning.
So is that going to be funds allocated to families or individuals?
Individuals.
Really? That's a small amount of money then, because you figure how many Blacks are in California? I mean,
yeah, they've been working back and forth for a minute. I think they're still, it's a 9-member task force, and that's why I wanted to go to this meeting. One of the criteria right now is saying a Black resident in California who has lived in the state their whole life until the age of 71 could receive more than 1.2 million in compensation. Don't know what other the criteria is, but however, they're looking at some other proposals. So I'm going to sit at a table firsthand to hear some firsthand information.
See, as of 2020, there were 2.25 million Blacks in the state of California. 2.2. So 1.2 million to be spread around all of those folks. I mean, that's probably what, like.
Oh, that's per person.
Oh, okay.
No, not 1.2 million overall. They actually have said, I mean, the initial conversation was $97 trillion as a reparation. That was a number that was out there when they calculated based upon the number of years of slavery, the number of hours of free labor that was during the time we were enslaved. And they've been trying to come up with some sort of formula. So they've been bouncing that around, and every state is different. Up in San Francisco, they've been bouncing around a number of $5 million. So, it's all, but it would be per person, Gilbert, not every one per person in each family.
Okay,
so
well now I'm interested. Now I'm interested.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be 1.2 million for just the whole family. No, it's per person in each family.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, man, that's chicken feed, man. That's
Oh
like
yeah, no, 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 no,
$50 a
no.
person.
Oh no, 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 no. It would be per person. So yeah, no, because yeah, no, per person. So I don't know what that looks like. We'll see. But anyway, that's one of the things I'm gonna do next Saturday. And so we'll see. I don't know what that looks like. Yeah. We'll see. That's all I can say. All righty. It's been a great show. We had Old School Becky Lu. We talked. Greg says it would be a good time to open up a chicken joint.
Well, jerk chicken or curry chicken? Which one, Greg? A jerk chicken joint or a curry chicken joint?
I don't know. I have reservations about. I want to make sure that I don't give it back to the United States. So I might have to think about reinvesting mine outside of the United States.
But if they are successful in dispersing this funds to us, Uncle Sam is there, and the state, they're going to be there with their hands waiting to collect some taxes. They're going to take some taxes out of that. So we're not going to get the full amount that they're trying to give us, man, because the Uncle Sam alone is what, like 28 to 30%. And then the state is like another 15 to 28%. Oh, man, that's ridiculous.
I say, well, I think it would be like the lottery. I think you need to have a sit down with a good tax person,
Yeah.
a good tax CPA and attorney, and then a good financial advisor.
Yeah.
And then I say I would take mines, and it's going to be invested somewhere outside of this country. That's where I'm going.
Cayman Island.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it in a good investment in a stock or stock market, but it ain't coming back here.
Hey, Greg, you're a financial strategist, right? Where can we put our money? Where can we put our money?
That's where mine is going. Now I have to pay taxes on whatever, but after that, the rest of it is going to leave the country. I am going to invest mine in a foreign country. And I am going to make sure it is invested in somewhere outside of this country, and it's going to be used outside of this country, so that I am not paying it back to them.
How can they give us reparation and then taxes on it? Come on.
So Gilbert, I would say take yours back.
Yeah, exactly, man. I'm gonna pack up that mule. I'm gonna pack up that mule, man, and ride him back to Jamaica.
Ride him back to Jamaica, man. You can work remotely from Jamaica.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
You can build you a house in Jamaica, and as long as you got some good satellite and some internet, you can work from Jamaica, and you with your boat get you whatever. You can get you a boat in the water. You in international waters.
And you know the dollar is already devaluated in Jamaica, so it's 140 Jamaican dollars to $1 US. So you tally that up,
All right,
you can buy some.
I might come to Jamaica
you
with
can buy some nice property over there with that, man. Shoot.
I might come to Jamaica with you.
Big banana boat.
Big. For 140 to 1, yeah, you can get a big banana boat.
Come, Mr. Tallyman, tally me banana. Daylight come, mommy wanna go home.
You wanna go home. Gilbert, you would go back to Jamaica.
That's right, man. That's right. I'll be running one part of the island,
Yeah, have your the Buchanan.
Yes, there you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. I'll bring in Greg as my official financial strategist down there.
There you go. So that part I know, and mine would be reinvested, and then there you go, a whole different mindset.
Yes.
And they have 5 wives.
Oh man. So all right, man. So we've done our circuit for the day. This has been a great show,
so,
and
we had even had a fantasy.
We had a fantasy tour to Jamaica with our reparations money. So,
all right, guys, we are signing off today, and we will see you guys all next week with our guest, Dr. Tana M. Sessions. And you guys have a great weekend. To all mothers, surrogate mothers, aunties, grandmas, all of you have a happy Mother's Day. Be safe, enjoy, and we will see you all next
and Greg,
week.
Make sure you tell your wife Happy Mother's Day.
All right, you guys enjoy.
All right, see you guys next week, okay?
All right, signing off. See you guys.
As a small biz pro, so we roll, using procurement, program and control. As a small biz pro, so we grow, using procurement, program and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur.